Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Almasri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. I have a therapist, a transformational healing guide guest today. She is Arizona, so she is in a warmer place than where we are here in Houston and Illinois. So she is in a sunny place right now. So welcome. Let us welcome to Echoes of Impact. I'm very excited to talk to you today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here.
So thank you so much. It was really nice to have you. And you were talking about, tell us a little bit about Arizona. Like, what do you like about Arizona?
Yeah, it's a pretty wonderful place to live. So I actually grew up in upstate New York, which one of the factors that you could appreciate in Chicago is the sky is typically really gray all winter long.
Oh,
And so here it's actually really blue, even in the winter. And even when it's like cold weather, we may have snow, the sun will come out more often than not. And so that's really good for my spirits.
that's nice because here, like, I
Mhm.
think the winter in Chicago, the sun is there, but it's not really doing anything. But it's there.
Mhm.
But like
Mhm.
we had a few weeks actually, like we did not see the sun earlier. I think in the end of the year and the first week,
Yeah,
like it was like, come on, like can we see the sun? Even if it's like a picture, oh, it's okay.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, like, usually I like to have my guests introduce themselves because I feel
Mhm.
like no one can introduce you better than you do. So, do you mind like introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So my name is Lotus McClatchy, and I work as a therapist and also a transformational guide and retreat facilitator. And yeah, I help people who are really looking for support in being able to get closer in touch with their heart and with their soul, and who are really ready to do some deeper work in their lives. And, I've been at it for a really long time, over 25 years in the helping professions. And I just love it. I love what I do so much. It's really an honor to get to be doing this work. So I have my own private practice called Many Mindful Moments. So specializing in actually teaching people about mindfulness, meditation, and really a host of other healing modalities, breath work, and then I also am a co-founder of Sanctuary Bridge Transformations, which is a business that I own with my dear, dear friend and co-facilitator of these transformational healing retreats. And then I have one other hat that I wear, and that is that I work with people on having a more conscious and intentional relationship with the plant medicine cannabis, which is, as you know, so much more widely available, but there's not really a guidebook for how to work with the medicine in a good way. And so it's easy for people to fall into habitual use that can be problematic. So I help people find a little bit more balance and harmony with that.
Nice. So, what's your favorite thing from what you do?
I feel like my favorite thing, and maybe it's a gift that I share as well as my business partner. Her name is Angelie Jenna Israel. We both have a knack for helping people to feel accepted, for helping people to feel like they're not being judged and
Mm,
that they're welcome and that we're on the same level. A lot of times when someone sees a professional, there's almost like they're the professional and I'm down here, and there's some kind of a discrepancy or a power dynamic. And so she and I are really motivated to not work from that paradigm and instead to come from the heart and to really help people know that we care about them no matter what flaws they might have, what mistakes they may have made. It doesn't matter. We all have flaws, we all have made mistakes. And so it's through that authenticity
Uh-huh.
and willingness to meet people right where they're at that I think um, really helps people feel comfortable and safe and enjoying of working with us.
Awesome. So I want to take you back to the connecting with the heart, because when people hear connecting with the heart, it can mean different thing for different people. So,
Sure.
like some people, that even it's very far, and like, how do I connect with my heart? Like,
Yeah.
well, my heart is here. Like, how do I connect with my heart? So,
Yeah.
what can you say to help people like more like understand that and really help them connect to their heart? I know like we don't have much time, and this is
Mhm.
a long process, but just like some tips that can help them to start
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that question. So I think one way to understand it is actually to think about it from the mind first. So many of us have a struggle because our thoughts are just going at 100 miles an hour nonstop all day long. And we're worrying about the future and what hasn't happened yet, or dwelling on things in the past. And it causes us to be swept up and only in our thinking mind. And so we're not actually feeling in our heart. So when we can stop and actually pause, take a breath, and even place a hand on the heart. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, because as soon, like, you can even just try it right now. As soon as you place a hand on your heart, there's like a connection there, and a feeling of presence. And so it kind of wakes up that part of us. And this is the place in our body where we feel the feelings of kindness and compassion and caring. And it's almost like you could picture, if you have a pet or a child that you really love and care about, you can picture them in your imagination, in your mind, and then feel the feeling that comes up when you picture them, that warmth, and that feeling of almost, a lot of times for me with my dogs, it brings me a sense of joy when I picture them. And so part of the work that we do is just helping people to learn how to quiet the mind so that we can actually feel those other feelings in our hearts, because so much of the time people are feeling really isolated and alone, and often, depressed and sad and worried and stressed, all of the things, especially during these times. So to be able to quiet the mind and just rest in the present moment is really something that can be so beneficial. So to place a hand on your heart and then take a nice long slow deep breath. I really feel like this is a superpower. A deep breath in through the nose with a long, slow sigh of an exhale. Take two more of those and you will feel better. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Mhm.
It's really simple, yet like it's very powerful.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. And I love it because you can practice that basically anytime, anywhere. My only recommendation is if you're in a conversation with another person, I don't recommend sighing your exhale because it can be misinterpreted.
Absolutely not. so so I've been like for a few years now like practicing that deep breath, like having meditation,
Mhm.
sometimes guided, sometimes just with me, like stopping my
Right.
thoughts, like you said. And it does make a lot of difference during the day or in the morning. This is a must for me now, and it
Mhm.
does make a difference during the day. But
Yeah.
whenever you feel like you maybe like bothered or angry, like it's a very good practice to come into that
Mhm.
now. And I'm great. Like there's people like you teaching these
Mhm.
practices, because
Mhm.
like I think about it sometimes, like why should we have someone teaching us that? But we really like don't have that realization if no one else teach us that. And this is just the start. I know there's a lot more that you do,
Mhm.
a lot
Mhm.
like to help people. But we're
Yeah.
gonna continue this conversation after the break. This is
Mhm.
Impact with Noura. We'll be right back.